Hi everyone, it's Lisa here at Crafty Wifey. I just wanted to share a card that I made for Sarah Elliott's challenge. She has a 1,000 subbie challenge going on right now, and her challenge giveaway is actually including her son. He is going to be 6 years old, and his name is Jonathan. And he's a sweetheart. He's involved in her crafting. He loves to see her happy mail. He colors, and he's completely into crafting, and it's adorable. And he likes to get mail too. So Sarah is part of her 1,000 subbie giveaway challenge, has included Jonathan, and his birthday's coming up, so you can make him a card. Any kind of card you want. There are no specifications. Just send it in the mail with his name on it so that he can receive his very own mail. How sweet is that? So I thought I would try to make something interactive for him instead of just, a plain standard card. I thought that I would try to think outside the box and get him something sort of fun to open. So here's my card. I made one of those explosion cards, or a pop-up card. So here we go. The first layer is here, and when you open it, ta-da! Or as I actually got this it was a verbal tutorial from Beth at Beth's Scrapbook Room, and she was like, boom! And then you open it again, boom! These are going to get a little squished down though. I'll have to give you an overhead shot because I'm not sure if you're picking up everything. And then you open it one more time, and ta-da! I popped everything up on, legs, so to speak, so that it would have some movement, color, and I hope that Jonathan would enjoy that. I'll just give you a bit of an overhead shot. So there's just some movement here. I used this kind of... So for each of them, I kind of popped it up on some legs here. My little message for Jonathan. So very, very fun. I hope to open. When he opens it, I think that he thinks it's kind of a cool thing. But a couple of things that I learned... there's always going to be things that I learn in every video. I'm going to have to tell you a couple of tips. When making this card, this envelope, I have to confess, halfway through the envelope, halfway through making the card, I actually almost backed out. I'm embarrassed to tell you how long it took me to make this card. And... here, wait, let me just put you down for a second. I was actually embarrassed to tell you, it took me hours and hours to make this card. So, I almost backed out. I went actually back online where my saved cards are, and I was actually trying to look for a different, easier one. But something inside me just said, you know what, you're halfway there, just keep going. Jonathan will like this one. It's fun for a little guy, just do this one. But I gotta tell you, I didn't have a lot of young boy paper, so to speak. I have a lot of some seasonal paper and flowery paper and things like that, but not really for a little boy. So I happened to I picked up a small paper pack from actually Dollarama for a boy, because I'm going to make the boy scrapbook things for Beth's Scrapbook Room challenge. So I was able to use that paper for Jonathan's card, which worked out really well. But it was one-sided. If you can see, you got print on the back, but it's actually white on the other side. It's only one-sided paper, so that means that I had to cut every single triangle for the 3 sizes of envelopes so that I could have print. So, crazy me. If I had 2-sided paper, this would have been much faster. A little bit easier, much faster, because I wouldn't have had all the extra cutting. Number 2 thing, you see this mat here, the square mat? I cut and edged. I put blue around the edges. I cut and edged for the other sizes of envelope. And yet if you see, I glued envelope right on top, so you can't even barely see the mat underneath it. So, not smart. Why did I do that? I wasted paper and time matting the 2 base envelopes when I didn't need to do that. So not smart. And if you're ever making the springy leg things here, I cut 12 of them for everything, 12 or 15 of them, but I cut them at lengths of 6.5. I really didn't think about how long it had to be, because you accordion fold it so it gives you a spring. So I cut it 6.5 and had to stick 2 together for 2-sided paper. And then it was too long. I actually had to pull it off because when it sprung, it just flopped over because it was too long. So I actually cut it down to, all of these pieces are actually only about 2.5 inches long. About 2.5 inches. So I cut a whole lot of extra strips that I didn't really need to. But it's learning. It's all learning process. Next time I will know, and I'm sure that with some, and most people make these on the envelope punch board, which I do not have. So that took a bit longer too. But now that I've made it once, I'm sure that it would go a lot faster in the future. It's just trial and error. First time, is always the toughest. So you can learn from my mistakes, perhaps. So 2-sided paper, people, don't do it without 2-sided paper. Anyway, Sarah Elliott's challenge, that's her YouTube name as well, Sarah Elliott. I'm sure most of you know. But her challenge runs until, March the 3rd. Or the 2nd, March the 2nd. I'll put the link in the details in the description box. But definitely try to join in if you can. There's still a couple of weeks. It's just, make the little guy happy. Send him some happy mail too. Anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching. Bye.